Hello guys, today I'm recording myself with Camtasia. I have to step back a little bit and look at again the quality of the videos. If they're not useful, there is no sense to make them. So I love the cloud technologies, but I still have to keep the quality of the videos reasonable. So today I'm about to tell you a story. This morning I came with this idea to tell you a fairy tale story. So once upon a time there was a kingdom, and this kingdom was called HTML5 kingdom. In this kingdom we had three heroes. One of them was the king, called HTML5. Another one was the tailor, called CSS3, and the fourth one was a wizard called JavaScript or ECMAScript. So today I'm gonna talk about the king of this kingdom. HTML5, the kingdom, is named after the name of his king, because HTML5 is not only one standard. It consists of three parts: HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You cannot separate them and speak about HTML, at least how we understand it today. It's something like Ajax or another buzzword. So HTML5 in fact is a buzzword, but it's a very serious one. A part of Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, Web 2 actually. So today I'm going to talk about the HTML and the HTML structure, the structure of the document. I'm not gonna go through all the HTML elements because we're gonna discuss that in details further in our next lections. But today I just don't want to move forward before I show you what the HTML is, how it looks, and how we can create one HTML page, even though it's very little, very small and simple page. And also I want to emphasize the structure. I'm not gonna talk about HTML in details because this will take me forever. The entire session, the entire course actually should be about HTML, and the new one, HTML5. So this king, actually HTML5, is, as you can guess, the 5th generation king. I just feel obligated to mention the people which have been involved in creation the HTML, which turned the world, actually created a new era in our humanity. So this was a Tim Berners-Lee in CERN. This is in Switzerland, where the physicists collide small particles to discover new particles, very small, X boson, whatever. So in 1980 he proposed and prototype Inquire. This was the first idea about the HTML. By the way, HTML means hypertext markup language, because this is a not programming language. This language is used to mark up text, to emphasize parts of the text, to include images later. This idea came later, but first was just to use for formatting text, and most importantly to make links between different texts. Imagine just this idea was very interesting. While you're reading, you can jump to another document effortless, go and read about something else and come back later and continue reading. So Tim Berners-Lee specified HTML in 1990. So this is the birthday. This is the year when the HTML was born, 1990. He wrote the first browser and the server software. And this is how the web was born. Not gonna go into more details now. So the history of HTML5, the last king of the kingdom. It started the organization which takes care and for the standardization of the HTML5 actually started to work on it 2004. And I forgot to tell you that this kingdom, of course, is a part of our magical forest. It's in one side of our magical forest. In any case, let's continue further. The HTML consists of tags. Those are words with angle brackets. For example, div and span. I cannot imagine modern people who didn't see HTML unless you have been living in the moon or somewhere else. So I'm not gonna discuss this further about the tags. What's new in HTML5? This is what I want to tell you just briefly, and after that introduce you the structure of the HTML document. You can go and read about HTML on W3 Schools or in Wikipedia. My assumption is the people which attend this course have a basic knowledge about HTML. So what's new in the HTML5 is the canvas element for 2D drawing. Allows us to create drawings on the fly with JavaScript. The video and audio elements for the media playback. Now the video and the audio became the first-class citizens of the web. Before we needed technologies like Flash or Silverlight to play videos and audio on the web pages. Right now we don't need this anymore. Support for local storage. This is just incredible. Imagine going on the plane and taking with you your work which actually is done somewhere in internet. Let me just zoom it. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna record it high quality. I just want to show you that. Support for local storage. New content specific elements like article, footer, header, navigation and section. There are many more. As I said, if we continue just mentioning these elements, probably hours will not be enough. New form controls like calendar, date, time, email, URL, search. Right now, just to create a date, we need a JavaScript library. We don't need that anymore with the special elements, form elements coming with the HTML5. Now, this about the good news. The bad news is that HTML5 is not yet an official standard, and this standardization process will continue maybe up to 2022. I heard information that it's gonna continue until 2022 or maybe 2014. I don't know what's gonna happen. The organization which takes care of the standardization of HTML is W3 Consortium. Okay, so because this is a practical web application development, I will show you in practice how I do it. Maybe this will fire up a discussion. Is this the best way? Is this the right way to do it? All I can say is that it worked for me, and I'm just gonna share it with you. I'm still not using the modern HTML tags because some of the old browsers will not recognize them. So just to be safe, I'm using still the old HTML4 tags because I'm sure that Internet Explorer 6, for example, will recognize them. Just to be safe, I want to offer everybody the abilities to see the page. This is the main thing which I'm trying to do here. Another things which I wanted to mention before I dig deep into the structure of the HTML document and mentioning some of the HTML document tags which I'm using, is that HTML5, this kingdom, is created to conquer all natives. The big debate and the big fight right now, the competition, is between the native applications, native other applications running untied to a given computer and to the given operating system, and the HTML5. I think that the kingdom of HTML5 will conquer all native applications, and soon we will see that all the applications, native applications, will be rewritten with HTML5. The HTML5 standard actually offers us and helps us to create natively looking applications in the web browser. A web browser tends to be the universal user interface platform. Also, they don't require a lot of resources as some of the native applications does. So these applications, HTML5 applications, can run on smartphones, on the tablets, which is just great. The reason why I'm starting with HTML without the CSS is that I want to show you the progressive enhancement. There was years when we were doing graceful degradation. I mean, first we built the page around the idea how we want the page to look like, but there are big incompatibilities between the different browsers. So no matter how hard you try to make the page to look on a certain way on all the browsers, this attempt usually fails. And the idea behind the graceful degradation was, okay, if I cannot show the page exactly as I want it, so let's degrade, let's show something still useful. But this approach is not very good approach, because you never ever can guess how actually the page will look in a different combination between a browser and the operating system. So that's why I prefer another approach, which is totally opposite. Progressive enhancement. First thing to do is just make sure that my HTML is semantically correct. Use the right HTML tags, which are available on all browsers, and just fairly present my information, my text. And after that, just add CSS, just after that add JavaScript. Years ago we were talking about unobtrusive JavaScript, which doesn't disturb the viewer of the page. So the progressive enhancement, this is the approach I propose, and this is the approach I'm going to use. Right now I'm going to show you how to build one HTML document. HTML5 also is a buzzword about all cool things in the web. I already spoke about that. And for myself, I'm using one strange name. Maybe it's not a strange, it reminds me Caribbeans or Latino. This name is Yulita. And I have created this name using some other buzzwords, if you want to call it this way. This is usability, localization, internationalization, translation, and accessibility. We have to follow these principles when we build a web page. What that means, usability is that the web page should be very useful. The human beings which have never seen before this page, they should be able to navigate very easy, can say, for example, what is this, in which section of this, in this, let's say if you're talking about a book, in which section of the book you are. Localization, you change, for example, the currency, how the currency is displayed, or how the time and the dates are displayed according to the locale where the where the viewer sees the page. Let's say I'm in Bulgaria. When I'm looking the dates, I want to see first the date, after that following with dot the month, and at the end I want to see the year. Uh, Somebody who is living in the United States first would like to see the name of the month, for example January 1st, comma, and after that the year. Internationalization, that's basically the same thing. I will check and check again. Internationalization, actually it's you present the information on the language of the viewer. Translation, it's almost the same, but I separate them because for me internally in the programming is something different. And accessibility. Accessibility, the page should be built in the way which allows the people which have some kind of disabilities, for example they cannot see, to still access the web page and see and read the content or get familiar with the content. So following these rules, let's see how we can build a HTML page. I already have done it, but I'll start from scratch. So I'm on my USB drive, and since I don't need special tools to build HTML pages, I'll show this directly here in my browser. So I'm opening a new document. Also I have next to it another document which I'm gonna use as a template if I forget something, and let's drag this to my browser to see how the page looks like. Right now of course the page is empty, so let's start. Let's use the new doc type element from HTML5. This is how we start. Doc type HTML5, after that you put HTML, you close the tag HTML, and you have to have a head and a body. I'm gonna demonstrate that right now. As I said, I'm not gonna get into too many details here, so of course I don't have opening tag body, and here I will say h1 hello world HTML. I almost feel shame explaining all these things because, as I said, I think that attendants of this course probably are already familiar with HTML, but I just wanna make sure that I gave you the information which I will need later in this course. So here we go. In the head, what I'm gonna put is tag link to my CSS, which I don't have it yet, but this is the place where you put the title, first title, and since I'm doing this for the FMI, Faculty of Mathematics and Informatics, I'm gonna put FMI here, title FMI. Okay, so my goal here is just to show you, not my purpose, but my goal is to show you the structure of the document. Okay, now link and well, style sheet, href, hyperreference, and I'm going to call it the same way, standard structure. Of course CSS, I still don't have this document. We can add other attributes like media screen, for example, type, text CSS, and I think title also is I will put standard, again standard structure, and that's it. And I'm gonna close it using the XHTML standardization, which says that everything should be closed, even the single tags which doesn't have a closing one, which are not container tags. Okay, so that's it for now. Let me see. Now I will refresh. Of course nothing's gonna happen because I still don't have the CSS. I'm gonna do this in the next lesson. Just let's try and see how the quality is here right now. Hello world HTML. So I'm gonna look at here to see what else I could have. Yes, we can have meta. I don't usually use it, so I'm not gonna put it. Body. Now our night, actually HTML5, should have head, body, and before we didn't have structural tag elements, structural tags, so that's why I'm not gonna use them. As I said, the HTML document which I'm gonna show right now is for a little bit older browsers. I'm not gonna count on the fact that everybody is using browser which is capable to show the HTML5 elements, so that's why I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it if we don't have HTML5 browser yet. What I want to do is actually have 5 areas: header, left, main content, right, and footer. So let's do that. Let me start my drawing tool. So I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to do, what I will try to do. Okay, so this is how I want the page to look. Oops, sorry about that. Let's say this is the web browser page. So what I want is to have a header here. After that I want to have a footer here, and I'll have left and right side and the content here, article, main article here. So let me type here, this is the header, this is my navigation, let's say. And just for short I will type nav, just like the HTML tag, HTML5 tag. Navigation, this is gonna be article, and this is gonna be a site, and this is gonna be footer. I shouldn't be capitalizing this probably, but as far as it's only one illustration, so it can be capitalized. You always use small caps when you type the HTML tabs. Okay, let me save this. PNG. I will call this HTML5 number 1. So this is what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so right now we have only hello world HTML. In fact, in this lesson we won't see how we will position the elements of the page on these positions. Right now we are gonna show just how to write properly, create this and prepare these areas. And with the second lesson, the next one, CSS, I'm gonna show you with the CSS how to properly position these elements. Okay, so let's continue building our night. So far our night is not gonna look very pretty, That's why we'll need the CSS tree, which is the tailor in our story. He will position properly the parts of our knight, and he will look shiny and new. Okay. When we continue working later on, I will show you the purpose of all this HTML tags which I'm gonna put right now. First thing to do is we need, how we did it is with div tags and ID attribute, because it's gonna be only one on the page. That's why I'm gonna use ID attribute. I need a wrapper. First I need the wrapper to wrap all the elements which will be on the page. This is how we used to do it. Right now we don't need the wrapper probably anymore. We won't need the wrapper in HTML5. But as I said, since I just want to quickly introduce you to HTML and show you the part of HTML which I really need, I would need for the next lections. That's why I'm not gonna get into too many details. So let me look at here. So this is the wrapper. After that we need a wrap inner, and also I follow the camel case rule for naming standards, even though very often I have seen CSS class names which are with dashes. I don't like to use that because in JavaScript you know that dash is an operator. So that's why in JavaScript the names of some of the styles look a little bit different. Okay, so div. Now I'm gonna remove this one. So first we create one wrapper. I can even say style. Yeah, this is a very interesting way to show it to you. Border 1 pixel solid black, for example. I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, because we don't have the size, the width. It should be 100%, and the height, which will be 100% too. Let's see what happens here. Nothing happens. Let me put content here. H1, border solid black, with height. Yeah, because body also should be done like that. I'm gonna remove this. Not gonna show you that right now. It's not correct to work to go ahead myself and just do these things. So here it is, our hello world still. Okay, after that we will prepare the header. I'm gonna copy and paste this. So this is gonna be our header, the header of our drawing as I show it to you. And I put a note here, that's a HTML comment which says replace with HTML header tag later. Okay, so let me prepare other areas as well the same way. This is gonna be our main body in the center. We have to do this just to achieve accessibility, usability, and all these things we were talking about. Okay. What I'm doing right now is this. I'm gonna draw again. Here it is, the page. I just created the header, which is here. Now, the main body actually is this part, like that. We have a footer, and this main body will be divided on two, which is the content and the navigation. The navigation could be on the left hand side, and usually modern designs are on top, but we'll see how to do that later. So actually the main body, let me change the color. The main body is this container, which we will divide on two. Okay, let me save this. This is the second drawing, and I will continue working. So this is the main body, this is the header. Let's add now on the right hand side so-called a site div, and let me add the footer. I'm gonna copy this and paste it. I don't want to waste my time, since this is not my main job. I have to work on other things as well. Div. So I'm gonna put here text, so we'll know where we are. This is a header section. This is our main body section. I'll put here main body for now. Not gonna do something else. Main body, and here it's easy. This is a site or advertisement, as they call it, on the right hand side, and I'm gonna draw again and show you. And this is the footer. Let me just refresh. So here we go: header, main body, advertisement, and footer. Okay, so I'm gonna draw again. Now we try it again so it's well seen. This is the browser window, and we have these sections: header, main body, footer, and here we have the advertisement. I also will put arrows so it's easier to understand. So this is the header, this is main body, this part, advertisement is here, and the footer is here. So hopefully you see it, you understand it. This is the main body. We still have to divide this in two, and I will tell you why. Simply because screen readers actually follow the natural order, the natural sequence of the things which we put in the HTML page. So when somebody who cannot see comes to the page, the screen reader reads first the header, which probably will be the slogan of our company, and after that starts reading the article. After that, the navigation should read the navigation, and at the end should read the advertisement, and on the very end should read the footer. So that's why we have to follow this sequence. And this sequence we can follow only if we do whatever I did, this thing. You use main body just to switch, because naturally right now, if we don't have a main body, first we have to have navigation, and the screen reader will read the entire navigation. If it's a very long navigation, The people which are listening actually have to listen through all the navigation items, and that happens on each article. The guy who came to our website actually wants to listen the article, not to read our navigation. Okay, let me save this as well, this drawing, and now I will continue. So now what we are gonna do is we are gonna divide the central main body. It's still not central, but the left part we are gonna divide it on two, and gonna copy again from here just to make the things a little bit easier for me and faster. So here I'm putting the content, and I'm gonna draw again after that. That's actually a good way to show things. This is content. In the natural flow of the page, we have to follow the rule. We say the slogan or the logo of the company, after that we read the content, and after that navigation. Navigation site. And as I said, also there is a comment which shows you which HTML5 tags to use instead of doing it with divs, because in the future we won't do this with divs. We will be doing this with HTML5 tags. Okay, so this is the structure. I'm gonna draw again just to show everything. First I'm gonna refresh to make sure that everything is right. Yeah, here it is. This is the natural flow. This is the natural order of the page. So even the screen reader first will read the header, after that we'll read the content, which is the most important thing, after that we'll read the navigation, advertisements eventually, and at the end the footer. This is the way we want the screen reader to read it, and also the crawlers, for example the spiders, the net spiders of the search engines. I want them, when they come to my page, first to read the header, and after that continue with the content, and after that with navigation, advertisement, and footer. Also with command line based browsers like Lynx, for example, on Linux, this is the way you see it on the devices which are not capable to use CSS. I don't think there are many devices like that, but there are still such devices on the phones, for example. This is the way, this is the order in which the everything will be ordered in this page, and makes it much easier for the reader. Okay, so I'm gonna draw again here and show how everything looks. So with the red color, oops, this is the browser window, this is the header, gonna draw the footer, now the main body, which I call it main body, and this is the advertisement. So I'm gonna use another color again just to show that here we have something else, a different container, and I'm gonna switch again to red to show that inside of this container I have two other containers. Okay, so this is how it looks. Here it is, the header. For the main body I'm gonna use the green color just to emphasize this fact that this main body usually is not visible, it's just a container. After that I'm gonna switch again to red to show you the content. This is this area. Navigation is this area. And for the advertisement, probably I should use a different color or something, but no, the red also is good. I just will cross the arrows a little bit. this is the advertisement, and this is the footer area, or a site area, as you can call it. So this is navigation, this is article, this is a site, footer, and header. I even will name them. Header. This is the HTML tag, HTML5 tag, which we're gonna use eventually for this in the future. This is nav tag. This is article. This is a site, and this is footer. Let me save this as number 4. And that's it for now. So we have to add something else as well, and I want to discuss the navigation. Navigation is done through unsorted lists. I just have one navigation just to save myself a little bit time. I will copy and paste here to show you how it looks. I'm going to the navigation section in our website, and I'm just pasting here. Okay, so Shift Tab. Oops. No. Okay. Wait a second. Let me see why that happens. Okay, I'm gonna format it. Shift Tab should do the job, but it didn't. In any case, so no, I have to move it one level further. Think you go there, not that many. Okay, I promise the next time probably is gonna work. I'm not. I don't like to make promises. Okay, so this is how the navigation should look like. We build the navigation based on the unsorted list. This is almost a standard in the HTML. It became a standard the last 3, 4, or maybe 5 years since the last years. But if you want to do it properly, this is the way you do it. Let's refresh again. See that this is the first level menu item, the second level menu item, and this is the third level menu item. This is the third level menu item. Third level. This is the second level, and these menu items are the first level. So I'm gonna save this as well, just as a screenshot, because I probably will make a blog post based on these screenshots. I'm gonna publish all this. The last thing to do is just add more divs to make sure with them we can control the space surrounding these container divs. And in the header here, oh, that's why. Okay, so that's why my tabs didn't work before. Okay, you do this everywhere unless you like to have a different padding for different areas, different containers. And we are done. After that we will be done. Okay, let me see, where is that? Yep. Let me move so it's properly adjusted. and with the CSS I'm gonna show you how you can control all the aspects of the layout of this application. Oops. Okay. Let me see if I missed something. Yeah, I have to mention to you also the JavaScript. So where is the proper place to put JavaScript? Many people would say that the proper place is to put it here in the header. Script type equals text JavaScript, and you give the source. Let's assume that we're using the same name for our JavaScript. Now a JS file, and that's only in case that the JavaScript is external. Of course, you can just put, you know, script tag, and you can start typing your JavaScript. So the proper place to put it is at the end of the page, because this way the page first will load, and if we have a very heavy JavaScript, as we do usually right now nowadays, first the viewer of the page will see the content, and after that the JavaScript will load and eventually change some of the DOM elements, some of the DOM nodes. Depends, of course, of what your objective for this page is. For example, you may not want to show first the HTML tags, the HTML, the page, but it's a good practice to put it at the end of the HTML document. And that's it. We will finish with the HTML right now, because we will discuss it further much deeper when we start working with HTML5 buzzword. I'm using it this way as a buzzword. We will start working with JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5 on the front end, on the client side. Let me refresh this. Okay. As usual, the mind map is available, will be available under the movie, and in the mind map you will find the structure, this node, where you can copy and paste the HTML structure, the HTML document, which I just show you how to build. So that's it. On the summary, I just want to say that I introduced to you HTML5, the kingdom of the HTML5. HTML5 applications will replace the native applications. They are running in the browser, in the web browser, which is the universal user interface UI platform. And I show you how to use how to structure an HTML document. And for the rest, for the HTML tags, you can go and read more. There are plenty of information. There is plenty of information, and will require much more time, maybe a series of lectures about the HTML tags, and we don't have time. And our objective in this practical web application development is different, just to show you how to build easy HTML5 applications, but you don't necessarily have to know all the elements or all the tags. So that's it, folks. See you soon. Bye for now.